Hello and welcome. My name is John W7DBO, and this is the Field Radio channel. And thank you for clicking and tuning in and checking out how to operate campground HF in a campground. This weekend, we're out here at Palisades State Park, which is in central Utah, and we were out having fun with the family and camping and fishing and golfing and all those things. And so this is a great time to just bring along an HF unit and try and slip in some operating in between the downtime of all the activities. This weekend, I also was on the Ham Radio Workbench podcast. They filmed their field day prep, and so that'll drop this week. So check out them, and I'll put the link up here or here that has a link to the workbench, and they also have a YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to their channel. So that was fun, and so I've got some HF operating in this weekend, and so my setup is I'm using an ICOM 7200, and it's inside this metal case, and it also has a Kenwood TMV 71. The 71 is mostly just for simplex operations around the campground, so I can take my HT and contact back. The 7200 has a tuner, and then also a power supply. This is a case that my father, WA7ZBO, built. It goes inside a Pelican case. It is fairly sizable, but when you're with a trailer, you know, these things don't matter. I run a BioNO 40 amp hour battery. This is a case that I built back in the day of Comms to Go, and so that usually works. If not, if we don't have AC power for the power supply, then I'll run it on the BioNO power. For my antenna, I'm using the Chameleon MPass 2.0. This is kind of what I bring as a standard to the field when camping. In this case, it's set up in the vertical configuration with the jaws on the picnic table. You could do other configurations just depending on where you're at, and we'll talk about the kind of those options in a second here. So when you're camping in campgrounds, you'd think that there would be, you know, this is your chance. You're outside of the city. You have a low noise floor. But that's actually not the case. When you're in campgrounds, especially you're in a confined space with many campers in a very small place, you have noisy solar charge controllers because trailers are now almost coming stock with solar panels. If not, you have generators, which is running right now, even though it's like 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning, they're still running their generators. And then you have inverters. And so those things raise your noise floor quite substantially. So to kind of get around that, you first of all, you wait for the sun to go down, and that takes care of your solar charge controllers. And second of all, you wait till the quiet hour. If it's 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, there's typically in campgrounds, there's campground hosts, and they have rules. And those rules say the generators have to be turned off at a certain hour. And so that's your opportunity. Now you're only dealing with inverters. Inverters are typically turned off when people go to sleep because they don't want to run the inverter all night and drain their batteries. So if you still have substantial noise floor after the generators are off and the sun is down, then you may have a noisy inverter next to you somewhere, and you wait even later in the evening until they've retired to bed, and then you might notice it gets shut off, and then you're able to operate. The other thing is with these rules, there goes a second generator just turned on, if you can hear it. Another thing with these rules is they don't like putting anything in trees in campgrounds. They try to protect their trees. No hammocks, no ropes, no hang lines, no clotheslines. We were at the Grand Canyon, and they were very specific. No clotheslines between trees at the Mather campground because they said the elk will walk through and get tangled up in them. So putting out an inverted V or a sloping V or an end fed or something like that, it's going to be pretty hard in these organized campgrounds with the rules. So that's why I have the Chameleon with the vertical setup, because I'm able to either put it on the ground spike or put it on the table and then run a single lane line on the ground, and that usually satisfies the rules of the campground. So operating, you just need to make sure you have a headset. And then that way, when you're operating really late at night and it's quiet hours, you're not breaking the rules, and so you can hear your contacts, and then you're able to operate late at night with headset. And then all the other thing is have some type of light. So I have a Goal Zero on the case. I also have these lanterns that I really like. This is the big one. They have two other sizes. They even get really small. These are great lanterns to be able to operate. Of course, now you're operating in the dark. If you are able to throw things in trees, this is what I like, this Weaver bag, and I'll link all this below. You just take that Arbors weight and throw it up with the Arbors rope, and then you're able to field deploy your antennas. So this is kind of a great opportunity if you have the time. Make the time. Kids are going to bed, things are quieting down. Quickly set up your radio. I'm field deployed here in less than 6 minutes. And I'm up and operating on the air. I made some contacts. Some person was activating a park actually in Nevada, in Utah. So the configuration I have is really going to be a ground configuration or a little bit of a skywave if you're lucky. You're really compromised, but the point is just to make some contacts. And if that's a local context, that's great. I'm going to tune into some nets here and see if I can get into some of those this Sunday morning. And so with that, I appreciate you watching. Comment below if what things you do in campgrounds that you found is helpful to be able to kind of get on the air when you're just kind of family camping. So with that, thank you for watching. This is John W7DBO with the Field Radio channel. As always, get outdoors and get on the air. It has a Kenwood 2-meter 440 radio. Hey. Apparently a bird has just taken up refuge next to me. It's being attacked, and now it's sitting at my feet because apparently I have the protection immunity idol, and so it's just going to sit here with me and make noise until it feels safe to take off again.